Welcome back, everyone, to Wrestling Bants. This is my AEW Dynamite review. You know what to do before we get started. Smash that subscribe button right now. You can see it down there. Give it a little too sweet, baby. And then we will get started.
This is great banter. Banter. So
the start of this week's episode of Dynamite had Hangman Adam Page against Max Caster, and there was a storyline going into this. If you haven't seen it, go check out Max Caster's music video about Hangman Page. It's absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. This story doesn't look like it's going much further. Hangman Page gets himself the win here. And that's about it, really. It was a good match. Max Caster shone in it, but no, couldn't get enough. Didn't have enough to defeat the Hangman, even though he had outside help from his buddy in the Acclaimed. I can't remember his partner's name, but Hangman Adam Page gets the win here. He's so impressive for me. Hangman Page needs to really be going back up to the title picture with Kenny Omega at some point. I can see him. They should really be making him the guy that beats Kenny Omega eventually for the title. So the one thing I learned about this promo with Death Triangle and Best Friends is they all need a lot of work on promos. While some of them are very talented in the ring, this was really brutal. After the actual beatdown that the Pinnacle got last week, they got a verbal beatdown this week by Chris Jericho. And he mentioned that Maxwell Jacob Freeman and his silly scarves, and that instead of calling him a Mark, it's going to be changed to Max. He mentioned the FTR, didn't know which one's which. That's a shot of Vince McMahon as well, who didn't know which one was which, and some of the fans as well at the beginning. I remember chants going up, which one's Dash, which one's Dawson. And he took the real shot was at Sean Spears, where he said, yeah, when you got fired from the Fed a couple of years ago, you called me and know what to do. That was a bit of a low blow. Really dressing down the Pinnacle. And after what happened to him last week, you would have thought they would have done something to get the Pinnacle back on top. The booking of this is kind of backwards. While I did enjoy what happened last week, they maybe could have saved it for a couple more weeks. Maybe made the Pinnacle a bit stronger before all this happened. I mean, this is promo. Yeah, it was good. And this maybe should have been what happened when they come back, but maybe they should have saved it for a couple of weeks, couple of months even later to make the Pinnacle stronger. They had about a week to run roughshod, and I will go into it a bit more when the Pinnacle do arrive on the show later. I don't know much about Bear Country, and what I've seen of Jurassic Express, they're okay. I'm not overly impressed. And the tag team, I don't know why I should care about this tag team match. It was basic at best. They were billing it like Godzilla versus King Kong. And it was just an average tag team match, really. Jurassic Express got the win. So I still don't know why I should care about QT Marshall and this group he's got. I don't really know anything about them. They haven't even told us who they are. I mean, I know who Anthony Ogogo is. Yes, he said he's a household name, and I suppose he is. He was a bronze medalist at the Olympics, and they haven't even mentioned that about the geezer. How about putting that out there? They actually won a medal at the Olympics as a boxer. Nothing. It was just a nothing promo, and I don't still know why they have a problem with Cody. What is going on here? They just have a problem that Cody is the leader. He got him in the business, and they should all be grateful. And they have a problem with that. You should be fucking grateful. You've got a job. These Sting and Tony and Jake Roberts and Lance Archer promos are getting boring. They're getting old fast. Sting, boring. Absolutely boring. Who's writing this shit? What are they doing with him? There's nothing there. That was so bad. I'm sure JD Drake is a nice guy and a decent indie wrestler, but how the fuck has he got a TNT title match? How? I thought this company was about wins and losses and all of that bullshit. Then if that's the case, how did this geezer manage to get himself a title match? Really? This guy? Against Darby Allin for the title on Dynamite? Are you serious? The match was okay, but you know who's winning. Then after the match, Matt Hardy's faction come out and they attack Darby Allin. After what Darby Allin did, he did a video package the week before, so I get why they did that. And then out of nowhere, here comes the Dark Order. Why they're getting involved, I don't know. They have a problem with Matt Hardy faction. And then you have Bunny and Ty getting into a bit of a problem, which was pretty cool, I suppose. I like that. And then they just split it all up, all went backstage. And we go to Jericho, backstage having an interview. And he's having his interview, and he gets attacked by the Pinnacle out of nowhere. They drag him to the ring, and even the commentators are saying, I'm thinking, where the fuck are the Inner Circle? Supposedly, somehow, the Inner Circle were all in their locker room, and they didn't notice that the door got nailed shut. What were they doing in there, I don't know. We will never find out. And how they didn't realise until it was all kicking off. Jericho's getting a beating in the ring from the Pinnacle. And I thought, okay. They're getting their heat back. Here we go. After the embarrassment of what happened to him last week. And earlier on in the show, they got a verbal beatdown. They got a physical beatdown the week before. MJF got his head shoved down a Kazi. I thought, yeah, they're going to do something here to really bad to Chris Jericho to get them back up onto that level again. Because you've knocked them off their pedestal. You're supposed to build your heel faction up and make them look unstoppable all the way to a big pay-per-view. That's where your payoff is. Not beat them up the first week in. So they're beating Jericho down, and you're thinking, okay, someone may come out to save them. It probably will be the Inner Circle, maybe get there in time to save him. But no. It's Iron Mike Tyson. A great legend, a great boxer. Loved Iron Mike back in the day. But this isn't Iron Mike from the 80s. This is Iron Mike 2021. And the Pinnacle back off. Why? Why not beat the fuck out of Mike Tyson as well? Why did they all back off apart from Shawn Spears? Shawn Spears stayed in the ring and Mike Tyson attacks him. And obviously Mike Tyson throws real punches. He's obviously going to try and throw work punches so he doesn't actually hurt Shawn Spears. But they look like shit. And the whole thing just didn't work. And then the Inner Circle come rushing out finally, and basically the Pinnacle run away and look like pussies. So last week, they got the shit kicked out of them. Beginning of the show, they get a verbal beat down. And now they're getting chased away by Mike Tyson. How old's Mike Tyson now? 50, 60 fucking years old? One guy is chasing off. One boxer's scaring off 5 professional wrestlers. Come on. Are you serious? Why didn't they stand their ground? It made no sense. You've made them look like pussies. They're nothing now. We don't care about them. They're not the top heel faction anymore anyway. They're done already. You've ruined them. So we got a glimpse with the brawl between Bunny and Ty earlier. And they actually had a match. And it was a good match. But like the match Ty Conti had, I think it was last week. Why do the Dark Order need to get involved? Why is this girl even attached to this fucking group in the first place? Why? She doesn't need them. She's good enough on her own. She doesn't need the Dark Order riding her coattails like they're riding Hangman Page's coattails just so they can get on fucking TV. She's a talented girl and she gets better week by week. And this was a good match with the bunny. Or Ali, whatever you want to call her. She got the win. For me, she could be someone who could be going up into title contention. Hikaru Shida, I don't know why she's out there as well. This whole match was a complete mess in the end with all these people interfering. It didn't need it. It was a good enough match just between the two of them. They were telling a good enough story themselves. It doesn't need the Matt Hardy faction, the Dork Order, Hikaru Shida, all that mess getting involved, muddling it all up. You don't need that. These two girls are talented enough by themselves. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, the main event. And, come on, really? We all saw it coming. We knew the Young Bucks were going to team up with Kenny Omega. I don't know why everyone's acting so shocked. There was never really a relationship between the Bucks and Moxley, was there? Not that I know of. Why should they care about Moxley? There's no need to. For life. That's what it's all about. The band is back together. The boys are back in town. The Bullet Club is back. And ready to run roughshod over AEW. I think it's best for business, really. Well, the only question is, will they be a heel faction? Will they be a babyface faction? I don't know. I think they'll skirt around, really, because they'll act like heels, they'll do heelish things, but you know the fans are going to cheer them because we all love Omega and we love the Bucks. They ain't getting booed. It's that simple. They ain't drawing heat from the fans. It's that simple. Whether the Good Brothers will stick around, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work it with the Bucks as well. There's a lot of factions as well now in AEW. I don't know what they're going to do with all of this. Maybe they'll bring in a trios title at some point. They're having a lot of these 6-man matches. Makes me think at some point they're going to do it. It was a decent, okay match, but like I said, you knew what was coming. You saw it coming a million miles away when they announced the match. So, is what it is. The show overall, considering they were going up against NXT TakeOver, it wasn't their best show, to be honest with you. Thought they might have put up a bit more of a fight. I mean, they'll probably get a decent rating anyway. People love AEW. They will watch it no matter what they do. Kenny Omega could go take a shit in the middle of the ring and people would still rave about how fucking great it is. But wasn't their best one. Did enjoy parts of it. Few questions about questionable bits in it as well for me. Overall, middle of the road sort of show. It wasn't bad. Wasn't fantastic. They've had better shows. This one, an okay one. Let me know what you thought down below. If you've watched this show, thank you very much. And I will see you next time. Remember, smash the subscribe button. You know it makes sense.